Yeah, so as you said, Bob, one of the things you make mention is that as we are talking about smoking, and you're making allusion to the fact that you're saying that social smokers aren't necessarily the majority of like our kind of smokers in Jamaica, because you're saying that the majority of people who smoke for the spiritual reason, usually it's the first time they find themselves by themselves, have a way of going into themselves, as you say, and being able to discover who they are. Cause, and you also mentioned that, say it, Bob, as you say, off the grid, smoking on the grid and smoking off the grid. Yeah.
Social smokers help you put outside of yourself and have a regular basis of thought for the psychological conversation. A spiritual smoker helps you move inside of yourself and find your own inner self within. See your own part like your filter, your own correction, your own light and dark, your own perception, how you talk, how you think, how you move.
Yeah, I feel that, brother.
But when you smoke with spiritual people, with others, everybody have a silent communion when you smoke with others. When you smoke with the social smokers, there's a lot of psychological conversation and certainly go to the truth of reason of life.
Yes, so from that me take say, sorry, the part of triangle, so from that I take it to mean, Brother Bob, that you're suggesting that the social smokers, the people who smoke because they want to get a vibe, a buzz, a certain high because you had a hard day at work, or you know your girlfriend's bumming you out, or your boyfriend's getting on your nerves, and you know things like that, your car's acting up. The social smokers, what sometimes you don't understand when you encounter spiritual smokers, because you smoke for a vibe. You see me or you see Bob light up our space and we get very silent. And you say we space out, but we are not spaced out. We are not looking out, not into outer space in any case. We are looking into inner space. We're examining the inner wavelengths, right? Let's translate this to normal language. We're looking at some of the effed up behaviors we've had, some of the wrong choices we've made this week. Am I touching some nerves now? We're looking at some of the things that we are not doing correctly. And we're also looking at some of the things that we are doing correctly. And we're also looking at some of the things we wish to do correctly, that we hope to do. So the spiritual smoker going internal, building the internal. The social smoker just having a vibe with a drink, feeling good. You go have some sex later on. It's your buzz machinery. It gets you into your groove. The illicit smoker, that psychotic smoker who's smoking to forget problems. I think we've been belittling you a little, and to Raman shared an experience, right? Now the experience of Raman shared is that he was very confused and were having lots of issues dealing with the spiritual world before he started smoking, right? And he recounts that after he started smoking marijuana, how it is that slowly his mental processes could move, yes, from those depressive states into a more ordered understanding of himself. As him say, emotions return, happiness return, the sense of self return, the sense of feeling present. Bob said when you smoke on the grid, and that means in the city, in the social spaces, it makes you want to come out of yourself. But when he smokes in the mountains like where I'm from, it makes you want to open the windows, go outside, feel your cosmos around you. So I know for some people, and I mean some people, because some people know this, some don't know. For some people, this is the first time they're looking at smoking or smoking marijuana in this, because they do not know of what is called the ritualistic practices or the behavioral practices, not just social and lifestyle practices, which the clinical psychologist loves to talk about. And we don't want to downplay psychosis and neurosis and people who marijuana will cause them to have what is termed short-term memory loss. But again, in the lucid mind, the elucidated mind, that's like, where's the brevity? Where do you get that from? In our mind, that's not present. We are quite aware, quite present, and then remember, those who are seeking for spiritual clarity, smoking isn't their only means, right, of making that connection. So it would have been one in many ways. So my advice to the social smoker is, I would like you to spend a little bit more time smoking outside of your stressed and your overstressed context. Am I right, Aki? Yeah. Spend some time outside of your overstressed context. Every time you go smoke a spliff or you're going to smoke a joint, it's because your head is heavy and you're feeling bad. If you constantly do that, you know, you're gonna make it become this thing of this heavy, intense thing. Find some time, go to the country in a quiet space, roll up that thing.
And pray before you smoke.
Pray before you, thank you, Bob, pray before you smoke.
That is
Cast up, make sure to no demon, yeah, make sure no demon comes into your meditation. Yeah, as Akin said, pray for your grabber and pray for your bem. Those are the tobacco we add with the herb, right? And remember, everyone don't add tobacco, no judgments, right? So if you use the tobacco, use the herbs, you use a cigarette, whatever. Because we're being real, we're not playing no games here, right? We suggest pray over your things, right? Put it in a certain context by which it's a good energy that's gonna come from it, and it won't send you out into this weird state. Rastaman been smoking, chanting, and living this life. There are others, yeah.
Remember, the top people who Kingston do smoke are the phobia people or use the smoke for herb or necessary.
Yeah.
You have to be aware of the other side.
Peter touched a song where he said, heads of government smoke it, doctors smoke it, lawyers smoke it, you understand me, judges smoke it. And we know that to be true. But no more than smoking it, we eat it, we vaporize it, we consume it in many ways. The social smoking culture is creating these bongs, and yeah, I'm not a bong smoker, and I see these things, and I mean, cannabis in its ritualistic form as drinks, the Indians call Kali, because one of the strains of ganja is called Kali, right? And Kali is a Shiva. Some would say fallen angels, right? So, and some would say God, right? So, but Kali, right, where you get the Kali weed from? The cannabis helped the priests, because remember, a lot of Rastafarian attitudes and beliefs, not belief, but practices rather, it mirrors Hinduism, right? So who doesn't know that? You can do the research, right? That's how we Kali, weed, and we say gang, and certain things, are actually, some of the herbs are from the Hindu practices, because the Indians are here, and they came as indentured workers, laborers, workers, and they brought their culture with them, the culture of a certain kind of vegan lifestyle, holistic lifestyle. It influenced the Africans who were mostly Muslims and Jews, but were kind of being mixed up into Christianity and the Western view of Christianity, and that kind of helped them to find themselves, right? So the cannabis products, the oils and the hemp products are cultures that's been around for 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 years, right? Chinese tapestry go back 15, 20,000 years with marijuana on it, right? Ancient tapestry. So it's our wonder plant, it's our wonder drug for people who don't know that, right? See, it's an ingredient for the holy anointed oil of the Bible. That's what Raman is saying. Raman is a heavily researched one. So people, when you're on the channel and you see responses from Celia Media, officially it's usually Raman that responds. When you see my name, it's Jerome. So Raman is very heavily researched in his biblical knowledge. I tend to go over it because I present me, so you know what I'm talking about in terms of how I look at the scriptures. I read them, but my interpretation, my experience of them rather, is what I'm presenting. So smoking, incense, remember I talk about the TP? Remember I said sometimes you're not just smoking it like on a joint, you're actually in the environment where it's putting you into that trance-like state to be more in tune with the angelic frequencies, being more into the spiritual world and less into the material. Smoking off of the grid so you can get a quiet internal connection with yourself, the cosmos. Yeah, so smoking in good temperance, right? Yeah, and for the people who, as I say, you have a problem with substances, don't do it, please. Yes, have self-control and don't do it, right? And for some people who say that they're risky and they're still going to, I'm not the ignorant person because I smoke. You know what I'm going to say to you, brother, my sister? Measure, right? Amount. If you know that smoking a little joint is good for you, just smoke a little joint for God's sakes, or half of the joint. You come to Jamaica, we have a talk, because we're talking about marijuana. You come to Jamaica, you see us with this cutchy load, this big vast amount. You see a smoke with his big head split, brother, my sister, don't try it. Us Jamaicans, I'm gonna tell you it like it is. Don't try to copy us, man. Don't go toe to toe with us with that marijuana thing.
All about step by step.
Step by step, take it easy, man.
Why
Go
slowly,
easy,
like you
take it easy.
Small, when you smoke it small, you get a little experience, help the kids guys to know you. Then when you start to grow in you start to put your DNA. When you smoke it a little every day, you start smoke it more and more. After a while, you become adaptive. When you become adaptive, it becomes natural to you. So you just have to find your own balance.
Never overdo.
Yeah.
No OD. Never OD. No overdosing here. You understand me? No over flossing here. So yeah, I mean Jerome Sage Butler, brother Bob, brother Hakeem. Tell the Hakeem, I'm gonna get a shot at Hakeem because he might roll up something there too. Yeah. Yeah man, so remind them Hakeem, when it come to the smoke, what them for do? How them for know? Yes.
Before you smoke.
Yeah. Yeah man. Self-control. Oh my brother, my sister, young man, old woman, self-control. That's how we leave it here. Self-control. Let me say another word. Self-control.